Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today, we're going to review the TOMI T230. Let's start off with the wrist check. I just got back from vacation, so I'm going to show you the watches I wore on vacation. This is the Islander Red October version 2. And Gergo's wearing my North Edge X1. I don't like to wear metal watches to bed, so this was basically my bedtime watch. Grogu said that Master Yoda's Force Ghost abandoned plans for a new game show called Precarious It Is, where answers must end in a question. During a match with Chewbacca and Ponda Baba, Yoda bet all 10,000 credits on a daily double. The clue was, this unit of energy is the product of amps and volts. Host Lando Calrissian couldn't tell if Yoda said, watt is what or what is watt. So Yoda scrapped the show. Furious, Chewbacca ripped off Ponda Baba's other arm. Alright, let's take a look at the watch. Here it is in this box. It says TOMI. And here it is. I actually pressed a button. Alright, there it is. Yeah, we have a negative display, so that's the one issue with negative displays. They're kind of hard to see. But then again, this looks really good with the negative display because it just brings out the black of the case. This is the 5th TOMI on my channel. TOMI makes surprisingly good ultra affordable quartz watches that can usually be found for less than $10, even with all this tariff stuff going on. This is the first digital TOMI I've reviewed, and I have been very pleased with it, as the Richard Mille Tono shape works well with the negative digital display. One wonders if the Tono shape watch would actually be popular if it wasn't for Richard Mille and their watches, where the most affordable are going to cost you at least 50 grand, but this one has been super comfortable and a pleasure to wear with lots of wrist presence without seeming gaudy. This watch comes in only black, but we have a whopping 6 different strap colors, all doing an excellent job of highlighting the black case. If you don't want the black strap, you have green, red, blue, gray, or khaki. This watch is just under $10, so buy more than one if you can't choose. The watch is 43 millimeters wide, 50 millimeters long, and a whopping 16.3 millimeters thick, but that's just the reality of this type of watch. 26 millimeters where the strap meets the case and tapers down to 20 at the buckle, and weighs 59 grams on the polyurethane strap. So anyway, this is a Richard Mille homage. So you got the case shape. So you got this bezel, and of course these little screws here are all decorative. And the case is plastic. And then we have the display. We got the day of the week, the month, and the day of the month. And then we have the time. And then we have the second, and whether or not it's PM. If it's AM, it doesn't say anything, so PM. And this little heart thing is all fake. This does not have a heart rate monitor, so I don't know why they put this in there. Maybe they used the same movement that actually has a heart rate monitor on it, but this one has no sensor, so you're not going to get your heart rate from it. So I don't know why that's there. It's just kind of irritating, a little distracting even. So there's not a ton of features on this watch. The movement's very minimal, but it is a 4-pusher watch, so that's nice. Anyway, hit the mode button, then we have stopwatch, and we all know how to use the stopwatch. Just hit that, then reset. Let's see if it does split time. Yeah, it does split time. Alright, so that's nice. Then we have the alarm, and you only get one alarm. And that's it. Now we're in set mode. And this is not a perpetual calendar, so you have to actually set the day of the week. And it does not handle leap year thus. And there's no daylight savings flag or anything like that. So you got to do everything the hard way. It's not that difficult, but still it's a minimal feature digital display. Then we have the case back. Case back's nice and thin, doesn't add any thickness to the watch. And it says TOMI T230. And it tells you you have 30 meters water resistance. So that's, you weren't expecting more. And of course, to change the batteries, you have to use these tiny little screws. And then we have the strap. The strap is polyurethane, not silicone. And so it feels pretty good. And it's got these notches for breathing, so that's always nice. And then we got two keepers, one fixed, one floating. Got the little nibs to keep the fixed one in place. They're not the best nibs in the world, but I've seen worse. Then we have the buckle sign, nothing wrong with it. But it would have been nice if it was black. Just would have looked better. Of course, Casio does the same thing on there. My G-Shock I have that I spent $100 on, so I guess that's not too much of a complaint. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. It's a big chunky watch, but it's super light and it wears nice and flat on the wrist. So I like it. Only have 3 notches left though, but there's plenty of room to cut another notch if you had to. So you could wear this 8.5. Anything bigger than 8.5, well, you might have to give this watch a pass because you're not going to be changing straps on it. But it does, I do like it. No need to go into the loom room since there's only a backlight, so we'll just dim the lights. As you can see, the backlight is just about perfect, making the display easy to read without overshining it. Everything is nice and even. This is what I really like in a backlight. What I like about this watch, it looks and wears nice. It has 4 buttons, not 3. And the backlight is nice and even. It makes this negative display easy to read in the dark. What are my gripes and groans? Minimal features. Alarm and stopwatch is it. No perpetual calendar or dual time. 24-hour time cannot be toggled. You have to set it on the set mode. It's got this fake heart rate on the display. And not really a gripe and groan, but it would have been nice to have a black buckle. Do I recommend this watch? Sure, as long as you don't mind minimal features. This watch looks and wears great, and it is under $10. Just don't buy it if your wrist is bigger than 8.5. Well, thank you for watching my review of the TOMI T230, and I'll be back with another review. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you like this watch, be sure to use my affiliate link, and I'll get a tiny, tiny commission. But those tiny, tiny commissions do add up, and I just got my last round of commission, so I'm about halfway there till my next big watch to buy with my commission money. And I'd like to thank my Members Choice members. I thought by the time I got back from vacation, the Members Choice watch would be here to do the unboxing video for the members, and it has not arrived yet. So hopefully it arrives today or tomorrow, and then I'll have an unboxing that only members can see. But everybody gets to see the review, but members get a week-long head start. Bye.